Today we're reporting from the SDSU Extension Seedstock Symposium held in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I'm joined by Dr. Larry Kuehn, who is a scientist at the Meat Animal Research Center in Clay Center, Nebraska. And Dr. Kuehn was one of the speakers at our program and talked about a really interesting concept in regards to the differences of crossbreeding and then how important that complementarity can play in that. So I'll have you expand a little bit on the difference on crossbreeding and complementarity.
Sure. Crossbreeding is a message that we've really had a long time as geneticists. It's not a new concept at all that we're trying to create a better animal for the industry through crossbreeding. We can raise efficiency, we can raise the weaning weights, the production weights, so forth through crossbreeding. But we really want to go beyond just that heterosis advantage that we get from crossbreeding and talk about the complementarity that we can gain through crossbreeding by using animals that are different sizes as the male and the female components of that crossbreeding system. So if we try to keep our maintenance costs low on the female side by having smaller or moderate framed females and crossed terminal sires, we can meet the demand we want in the feedlot industry while keeping our costs down in the commercial segment. Yeah.
Well, and one other thing that we've done for over 30 years is keep track of genetic trends for many of the different measurements and traits. And I want you to expand a little bit about what we're seeing happen over the genetic trends in that time period with specifically maybe yearling weight or weaning weight.
Right. Genetic trends have shown that the genetics and the EPDs that we've had in our purebred breed association have been a powerful tool for change, phenotypic change in the industry. As a result of these genetic selection programs, and the trends show this, we've raised our yearling weights and our weaning weights by a tremendous amount on all of the breeds. And we actually have our British breeds, which were smaller in the 1970s, are as big in some cases as the continental breeds that they're being compared to. But all of that's through selection. The downside to that is all these breeds have chased the same objective, have gotten bigger. We've tended to ignore that efficient maternal component that I spoke about before, and with higher growth we've ended up with larger mature weight cows, and we don't really have the same maternal breeds that we could take advantage of the complementarity I mentioned earlier. So there's good and bad in the selection programs, the genetic trends. We see that it works very well. We've increased our weights, but we haven't necessarily been able to capitalize on the advantage of having the maternal and paternal crosses. Yeah.
And so when you talk about the cattle in the British side getting bigger, are you talking frame size or weight or both?
It's both. It's definitely weight in the measurement of it's definitely weight in the measurement of the EPDs. It's just raw, it's just the weight that's increasing, but that weight can be a function of increased frame, increased fat, or increased lean growth. And interestingly enough, in the British breeds, we still see that although their weight has gone up as much and met the continental breeds, the traditional terminal sire breeds, the component of that gain is more fat than it is lean. So and you see that in the carcass traits by the smaller ribeye areas, the larger fat deposition in terms of back fat depth and in terms of marbling. So even though they've both gone up, we still have differences in the breeds in terms of their composition of gain.
Okay, and another thing that I know that you do is you keep track of the EPDs for all the breeds and put together a table, a crossbreed EPD table. Can you tell us a little bit about that so that producers can know how to access that and what they can learn from it?
This is a tool that we give commercial producers so that they can measure the genetic merit of the potential sires they could have across the breeds. Basically, you take these crossbreed EPD adjustment factors and add them to the EPD of whatever breed of bull you're looking at in order to put them all on the same base. In this case, it's an Angus base. That table, it's simple to use, and there's a small write-up about it. I can always take questions. I'm easy to find online. But the table is always available in www.beefimprovement.org, which is the BIF website.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Kuehn, for sharing that information about what's going on across all of the different breeds and the breed measurements. And for more information on the Seed Stock Symposium and the speakers, you can go to www.igrow.org.